Hello everyone, this is Pedro Romero reporting on the 2021 LCS Summer Split for Gamezo. I have here with me an LCS rookie, Chime, the support for Golden Guardians. Chime, nice to meet you. How you doing?
Good, yeah, nice to meet you too. We just lost, so kind of sucks, but I'm doing good. Lots to learn from.
Of course, of course. Well, to start off, I'd like to know what are the takeaways that you can that what are your takeaways from this first week that you can then learn for week two of the regular season?
I think some good takeaways for I think us as a team is understanding our comps better because I think we've tunneled on. I think we've been playing a lot more proactive than we have been, and I think I think we've been playing kind of slow on stage, at least in the past two games, which was I think frustrating across the board. And yeah, it felt like kind of a letdown, especially for the fans. And so yeah, I think just like playing a lot faster pace and willing to take high risks will feel a lot better, I think, and a lot more action games.
Right, right. Well, now jumping into the recent match against TSM, how what difficult was it initially to face off against that team since they came into the match after beating TL and EG?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Sure, sure, sure. How difficult was it to face off against TSM since they came into the match, having beaten TL and EG?
Yeah, I didn't really think about that too much. Like, I think yeah, they're definitely doing better this split than it looks like, but I didn't watch them as much last split. So for me personally, I wasn't like it didn't change anything about it. I was like it's TSM. Um, but yeah, I think they're definitely playing better as a team, especially with like support jungle, and so I think that's something we can take away.
Well,
Yeah. Oh no,
uh,
sorry, I was done.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. In that match, you actually went ahead of TSM in the early game specifically, but then later on, as it transitioned to the middle game, it started to kind of run away from you. Exactly like what went wrong within that um time frame.
Yeah, everyone can have a different take on it, but I think for us and from my perspective, like we were really, really strong after early skirmishes that went well for us. Especially like after picking from getting mid tower, or even before that, we were like Rumble spikes, Lucian's 3-0, like we're ready to fight. And I think we were willing to just like let them have control and scale on dragons, which is like not how our comp should play. So yeah, I think that's just how things went wrong. Like we were okay, just like we were fine just bleeding basically is what it came down to, and like we really should have been looking to fight because we were really strong.
Mhm. Within the composition that TSM played against you guys, you faced off against the Viego. How was it facing off against that champion, seeing as it just seeing as it debuted it into the LEC after like months of being barred from all competitions?
Yeah, I think Scrim Viego and on stage Viego are two different champs from my perspective. Like Scrim Viego goes full damage every time, and it's just like looking at 1v9, and then on stage he always goes tank for some reason, and then like we just figure like what if we just didn't attack the Viego, and like he's not that strong, so like really like the onus is on us to make a mistake. If they're gonna play tank Viego, like they're hoping that one of us messes up and it's killable, and then he can get his resets off. But if we hold each other accountable, I don't. Yeah, yeah, I think it's okay.
Just wondering, of all the teams you played in scrims, which one has had the toughest Viego?
The toughest Viego.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. They kind of all blend together in my head. It's hard to say. Sorry, I actually can't remember. But yeah, there's just been some 1v9 Viego games where yeah, he can just get accelerated, especially in the jungle, I think, because there's a lot more agency in that role.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't think we've seen Viego jungle in LCS yet, but it's been around. I've seen it.
Okay, okay. Obviously, the highlight for Golden Guardians for week one is their victory over Cloud9 in the first game of the split. Um, how big of an impact did you provide for the team with your Leona?
Like, how big of an impact did I provide?
Mhm.
Yes. I mean, I think we just needed a trigger to start fights, especially for our first game. They were saying like, just don't be like what a lot of teams have issue with is just like starting fights. Like once the fight gets going, it's like kind of muscle memory to a degree. Like everyone's comfortable, but like just when in like the stalemates and standoffs, where like everyone's looking at each other to start the fight, it can be really awkward. And I think Leona helps with that. So I mean, yeah, I kind of just sent it in a few fights, but and like I think I definitely was a bit shaky at first, but I think as the game went on, I got a bit more comfortable. And yeah, I think it's just like it's a good way to start fights. That's like not full committal because I can just throw Leon ult and see what happens, and then if it looks good, I can keep going.
Well, when at the end of that match, how did it feel for you to actually pull off the upset and take down C9, the defending champions of LCS, at that?
Yeah, I mean, it felt amazing. Like for my first game, going playing as the 10th place team versus the first place team and winning that upset. Yeah, I mean, it really did feel like a dream come true. Um, and I know that myself and Colin or Solo keep joking about like we're 0-0. That's our record.
Mhm.
That's and like we have a different team record. So yeah, I mean, we were undefeated as the two of us, and we beat C9 per day. So that was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, now we got lot of work to do as a team. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Like as you mentioned it, like in your debut, you this week marks your professional debut after you first stood in the LCS studio. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but you were there as scouting grounds draft pick from Dignitas. Um, not sure if you were actually there in the studio, but but ultimately you were there for a little while with the team. But nevertheless, what has it been like for you to actually be a player and stand in the LCS studio?
Yeah, playing in the LCS Studio has been a lot different than I'm used to because like for one split for my first Academy split, I was playing remote. Like I had visa issues, so I was playing from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really in my comfort zone. Like yeah, it was a lot easier, I think. And then this the last Academy split, I was actually in LA, so it was a bit different, but I still got used to my setup and was a bit comfortable. And like there's no like fans or cameras or whatever. And then yeah, I mean I guess I got pretty lucky. Like I got like slowly emerged into like a more comfortable and comfortable setting. So I mean I'm pretty happy with it. Like no complaints. And yeah, getting on stage, it does feel like a bit nerve wracking at first, especially the first game. But I think those nerves are the way for me. And I think now I just got to be confident in how I'm playing and focus in the game and not really about what's around me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You are one of the latest products of this revamped amateur scene in NA who have managed to reach the LCS after spending time with amateur and academy teams. What do you make of the current amateur ecosystem that exists in NA right now?
You mean kind of like the proving grounds format or like the player base?
Yeah, both if you can.
Both? Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of players coming up, but like, I mean, last year I think it was a lot easier for amateur or like academy or like LCS orgs to make amateur teams, like the 100 Thieves Next program, for example. Like, no one was really looking at amateur talent, so they kind of just got to pick the best amateur talent that was available at the time and make that into a team. And so like that looked really good, especially for that organization to then come up as a like as like a bunch of prospects. Like there was like the Ken Beats Nasty, Copy, Otto, and Whom, and like all those guys, and then NXI and all, like everyone there. So yeah, they look like good players. And then the format itself, I think, Proving Grounds is really good. Like I love playing in it. Like I don't know. I think it's really frustrating as an amateur player to never actually get to show what you can do against academy teams, and I think it was unfair. Yeah, so I really like the fact that like they'll mesh and like play each other because I think it relieves a lot of tension from both sides. Being like, I mean, I guess academy teams are kind of happy like how we don't have, like we're better than them. We don't even have to prove it, but now like you do, and I think that's good.
What kind of changes do you want to see for the academy scene, like both in general, the player pool, and the um, Proving Grounds format, if there are any, in your
Uh,
opinion?
yeah, I haven't really thought about that, but changes that could be good. I mean, I think I mean, I like the format that we just had, like in going into playoffs. I think obviously Academy itself, like like qualifying for Proving Grounds was frustrating because the Academy season kind of felt irrelevant. Like all the teams made it into Proving Grounds, and you only did like a best of one round robin. So I think they changed it this split where everyone's playing best of twos, which is better. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that change because yeah, playing one against each Academy team really wasn't a show of how you guys did, especially because there was a lot of new Academy players who was scared to like play on camera. Um, and then I think for the player base itself, I'm happy with it. Like we definitely got an influx of players from OS over the past year, so that's also been good. And yeah, I think yeah, I mean, I still think there's a lot of talent left, and yeah, I mean, I think it's important to keep an eye out because a lot of players shouldn't be denied chances just because they have like the NA resident stigma.
Understandable, understandable, and we look to see more of similar talents such as yourself who will have made it to the LCS. I'd like to talk more with you, but I'm kind of going over the time limit. Do you have any final words for the fans who will be watching you and will be expecting more of you this season?
I think yeah, we had a good start and then a less good start, but I mean, we'll get better for sure, and we're gonna put in that work to show you that like we're a team that you can't put faith in.
All right, perfect. This has been Pedro Romero interviewing Chime, the support for Golden Guardians at the end of week one of the 2021 LCS Summer Split. If you want to check out the latest in gaming, esports, whatever that relates to those two mediums, check out the website down below. And with that said, I'll see you guys later.